Welcome back to Sister Circle Live. Our next guest is an author, entertainment executive, and celebrity financial coach who uses her know-how to help others face their money issues. Today, she's here to talk about how to generate multiple streams of income. Please welcome back down to the circle, Dr. Lynn Richardson.
Absolutely.
Good to have you back. Yes.
Absolutely. So, Dr. Lynn, you have a new book coming out. It's called The Symphony, and I'm going to read it exactly. It says, it's a guide to creating and balancing multiple streams of income. Would you tell us a little bit about this book? I love the title, by the way. I love the way you think, too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Well, I wrote this book because when I was in my early 20s, I had a whole lot of jobs. Like you could come to my house on a Saturday. I could write you an insurance policy, a resume, teach you how to get a job, how to get a man, how to quit a man. I could do your nails, they might be lumpy. You know, I could do all these things, but it was like all over the place. It was like, my name is Lenny and I got plenty.
Yeah.
I met somebody like that. All these jobs. And it's like, okay, this is way too much. I'm moving, but I'm not going anywhere. So I decided to create a book so people could actually learn how to use all of their gifts, all of their talents, and to have them operate like a symphony. And the orchestra, there are many different instruments.
I can't wait to get this book.
Yeah. And if you play the instruments, you know, the piano and then the organ and then the cello, it makes one beautiful sound. And so you can do it all, but not at the same time.
I'm just going to put you in my pocket and take you home with me. Okay, but you talk about having only one stream of income is hazardous to your wealth.
Yes.
Can you explain that to us, please?
Yeah, I mean, if you have one income stream and the job lays you off, or the boss doesn't like you, or the industry completely just goes upside down, then what happens to your wealth? And so I say that everybody's an entrepreneur. That's not just reserved for Jay-Z and Diddy and Oprah and Russell Simmons.
Come on, Lee, everybody,
everybody's an entrepreneur. So if you want to be a doctor, you should still have multiple streams of income. If you want to be a teacher, you should have multiple streams of income. You can tutor, you can teach, you can do things on the side. So we should teach everybody not to go to school, get a good education, get a good job, but go to school, get a good education, and create jobs.
Come on
now.
now.
All do that.
Yes. Okay, we talk about multiple streams of income, but how do you avoid being the jack of all trades and master of none?
Being Lenny.
Ooh, God, Lenny, and I got being a Lenny, right?
Well, you have to find your purpose. I think that's essential.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah, you have to find your purpose. And if you do what you love, the money will follow.
Yes.
But you have to be consistent. You have to run your business like a business. You have to stay consistent. Having your own business doesn't mean you just wake up whenever you want. Really, having your own business means you're like working at it all the time. And so trying to get to the place where you know what to do and how to do it, it comes from looking at what you're good at. What do people tell you you're good at? What do you do so easily that you think it's nothing? That's probably an income stream. And then what about all the side hustles that you can get? So when you're trying to get to the next level financially and create streams of income, you want 5 active streams of income and then 4 passive streams. That's money that you don't have to work for, it just comes into you. So we talk about all of that in the book.
That's almost like a residual type of
residual income,
Lord.
from investing, from businesses that you get paid because of the work of others, in multiple ways like that.
One thing I love what you said when you were like, you know, when you have your own business or own your own business, you just don't wake up when you want to. You know, like sometimes the store may say it opens at 7, but then you roll up at 7. And it's still not open, and then you kind of hang around 7:30, 7:45. It's still not open.
I talk about that. See, we don't want to run janky business.
Come on, man.
Janky businesses run jankily by janktified people. You understand? So we want to get it together. Funkified and janktified.
Right.
You know, it's all kind of together, but we want to be professional. We want to put our best image forward. We want to make sure that people can reach us, have social media. So not only do I talk about how to start a business and how to have multiple businesses, but why having multiple businesses makes good financial sense. Because this system, the economy, operates on giving people who have businesses over 460 tax deductions. So if you are an employee, you only have about 7 or 8. But if you have businesses, you have multiple tax deductions, including, for example, hiring your kids to work in your business. You get $12,000 in deductions per child. The money that you pay them, you can now pay for their tuition.
Wait.
Yes.
We got questions.
And
We
she's
don't
got
want to
answers.
sweatshop.
Yeah.
How old do the children have to be?
Well, the maximum age is 18.
Okay.
And the minimum, but you
See,
can still
Rashawn, I
hire
looked
them.
out
You
for
can
you.
still hire them. If they're over 18, they just have to pay taxes on the money. If they're under 18, they don't have to pay taxes. And it's not a sweatshop. Your children can work in your home-based business. They can do chores. And then people say, well, what about toddlers and infants? An infant can model. So your child has to be able to do any job that any other child can do. So if I had an infant, because formula and diapers is about $3, it's like you'll be poor trying to buy that stuff. But if you hire your infant or your toddler, and then 3 and 4-year-olds, they can use iPads. So they can actually help you with social media. They can do research. My youngest daughter, Kennedy, has been working for me since she was 4.
Really?
And she wanted a desk.
Really?
She wanted a desk, but she's been working for me since she was 4. All of my kids work in the home-based business. Any nieces and nephews and godchildren who ask for money, they get a job too. Everybody gets a job.
Everybody gets a job.
Everybody gets a job because I give you the money, you can't pay me back. But if I pay you a salary, I get to write it off and you get to learn some financial skills.
That's amazing. That's
Go ahead,
amazing.
Judy.
Oh gosh.
love that.
Well, let's talk about the many people who want to start businesses and they pour their money and their time, their effort into these businesses, but they still can't seem to save money.
Yeah.
So how can they keep money in their business?
Well, the Bible says that plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. So anybody who wants to start a business, you should get a team. You should have a consultation. You should do a think tank. You should think about all the ways you can make money without spending money. So the key in the beginning is to have low overhead, extremely low overhead, high profit, and then move forward from there. And from your profits, then you reinvest in your business and expand.
Let's talk a little bit about your nationally syndicated radio show, The Millionaire's Table, honey. I love that. So tell us a little bit about that. I'm sure you're probably giving information like you're giving here right now. What made you say, listen, this needs to be something that everyone knows? What did you see and what inspired you to go ahead and move forward with that syndicated show?
Well, I have to be honest. This is one of those things that somebody else saw in me that I didn't want to do myself. So the president of WVON Radio, Melody Span in Chicago, said, Lynn, I want you to do this new show called The Millionaire's Roundtable. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't want to do radio, blah, 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 blah. But I'm great at radio. All right now. Love the information. I was a radio show host years ago. So it's about creating millionaires one family at a time. You don't have to be a millionaire. We're going to teach you how to become one.
Oh my gosh, my gosh. Can we give it up for Dr. Lynn Richardson?
Lynn is giving away something that I need help with, a down payment in a house.
Oh, yes. $10,000.
Yes.
$10,000 to a first-time home buyer. Go to lynnmillionaire.com. Get all the details.
Well, she said it herself. Thank you so much for all the amazing information. If you want to know more about generating multiple streams of income, be sure to pick up her book, The Symphony, a guide to creating and balancing multiple streams of income everywhere fine books are sold.
You have control of this. This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain, you're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody, especially the devil. Do not let Satan come in here and function and operate, because he has one mission: to keep you off course, to make you not think it's possible, to make you think that God don't hear you. His job is only to destroy you, to make sure that you don't become what God intended for you to become. That's the mission of the devil. Now, if you don't believe in the devil, this conversation ain't for you. If you don't believe in God, this conversation ain't for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who are spiritually based. If you get control of this, that's why I'm telling you these two books. And look, the best book you can read is the Bible. If you read the book of Proverbs over and over and over, it's the book of wisdom and understanding. It would really help your life, man, if you just read. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That's the only book in the Bible I've read cover to cover. I've only read the book of Proverbs. I've read some scriptures every now and then. I only know 5 or 6 scriptures by heart. I'm just going to be real with you. But I've memorized them 5 or 6 scriptures, and them 5 or 6 got me here today. I know a lot of people that know the Bible inside out ain't got nothing to show for it. You know why? Because they memorized it, but they didn't apply it. I have applied 6 scriptures to change my life. But these books that I told you about, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, you know what it does? It just teaches you how this works. Once you get this, y'all, you can change everything. Do you understand? Negativity, let me just give you this and I'm going to walk away. Negativity, you can protect yourself from negativity. And that's what stops most people, negative thoughts. You can coat your mind from negativity. It's a real simple exercise to do. I do it every morning before I walk out the door. So I walk out as a positive person. You know, I get tired sometimes. That's different from being negative, because I get mentally drained from my job at times. But to coat your mind from negativity, the way you can put a coating around your mind is with one simple thing: gratitude. Gratitude erases negativity. I'm gonna show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning and you start having negative thoughts, man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm tripping, I just don't feel myself. Every time you feel, in the middle of the day, if you feel yourself doing that, stop. Just stop for a second and start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. Not everything you want, everything you already have, because what you have is substantial. You just haven't gone over the list and taken inventory in a long time. But the fact that you can walk, that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reason, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someplace home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact that you have an opportunity to get it right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful, that's another blessing. The fact that you have any measure of health, that's another blessing. And I'm just talking to you, I don't even know you. I could give you 50 things you ought to be grateful for right now. I don't even know you. Start coating your mind with gratitude. It'll change everything for you. God is good, man. You ought to give him a chance to work in your life. Thank y'all for coming.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. In our Road to a Vaccine series, we look at a crucial issue for the first coronavirus vaccines. This morning, Pfizer said it is applying and will apply today for FDA authorization and emergency use authorization, what's called, for its vaccine. Now, the drug giant hopes to produce up to 50 million doses this year, with about half of those doses going here to the U.S. Moderna will apply soon to the FDA and expects to deliver about 20 million doses in the U.S. by the end of the year. Companies are trying to figure out now what the best way is to keep the product safe and effective. And as our Dana Jacobson is about to show us, it is an icy challenge. Dana, good morning to you. Tell us about it.
All right, Tony, good morning. It is a challenge because hours after that COVID vaccine gets FDA approval, a series of tightly choreographed logistics will start playing out to get the vaccine into people's arms. Now, both Moderna and Pfizer's vaccines require 2 doses weeks apart. And then to further complicate things, there are obstacles to moving and storing the vaccine. At Acme Dry Ice in Cambridge, Massachusetts,
these are big pellets, and these are small pellets.
Right. Owner Mark Savinor and his team are working around the clock to provide dry ice to vaccine manufacturers. Not something I'm guessing that when you start a dry ice company you think about necessarily.
No, I never thought I'd be saving lives, but it feels really good.
Colder than Antarctica in winter, dry ice is critical to transporting and storing the coronavirus vaccines.
The demand is definitely higher right now for the vaccine makers because as fast as they're making the vaccine, they're shipping it out.
Dry ice is made from carbon dioxide, or CO2, a byproduct of ethanol production. With Americans driving less in the wake of the pandemic, ethanol plants shut down, resulting in a shortage of carbon dioxide over the summer. How important is the CO2 to the dry ice process if that's the basic ingredient?
Well, without CO2, it's like being a McDonald's without hamburgers.
So this summer there was a shortage of dry ice. What about right now where there seems to be so much focus on it?
Right now, we happen to have a great supply chain of CO2. You know, it's always scary to see what the demand is going to be with the vaccine.
With the help of dry ice, vaccines will be shipped from manufacturing facilities to freezer farms like Pfizer's in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and then to vaccination sites across the country. Tanya Alcorn is a Pfizer supply chain executive.
What's your biggest challenge as far as distribution?
Honestly, the biggest challenge is we're doing so much in parallel, we don't have all the answers.
Pfizer's vaccine needs to be kept at about 94 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, so it developed a thermal shipper to transport and store its vaccine at subarctic temperatures.
So the cool box, at least we think it's cool, is it's a shipper box about the size of like a carry-on suitcase. And then there's dry ice that goes around it. And then it has actually a device within it that has a continuous GPS and temperature monitor. So we will be able to have continuous eyes on every shipper.
Each cool box contains a minimum of about 1,000 vaccine doses.
That's a problem.
Tim Size represents 43 rural hospitals across Wisconsin.
If you can ship 1,000, you can ship 200. It's more expensive, it's more cumbersome.
Size says the nearly 1,000 minimum dose requirement is a challenge for rural areas. It means rural healthcare workers may have to travel to big cities to receive the vaccine, all while tackling a new wave of coronavirus infections.
We're under a huge surge, so for them to have to travel, maybe take a day off of work to travel to a regional center to then stand in line to get vaccinated, go back to work, and then 2 weeks later go back, taking another day off, just makes the logistics really bad.
Pfizer says they are working on a smaller shipper with less doses, which should be available early next year. Ultra-cold freezers can help vaccine doses survive longer, but Size says those are out of reach financially for most rural hospitals.
There's a lot of other things they could do with $15,000 or $20,000.
Moderna says its vaccine is stable at standard refrigeration temperatures and can be handled using existing infrastructure at pharmacies and doctors' offices. Size says that could be a game changer, but he wants rural areas to have equal access to all the vaccines.
We have a tremendous need to bridge rural and urban back together in our country. If basically rural's getting the message, we'll start with urban, even if it's for reasonable logistical reasons, it's bad optics. I don't think anybody wants to give a message that rural Wisconsin, rural America is second class.
Pfizer told us one of its fundamental principles is equitable access to their vaccines for all communities. Alcorn acknowledged that they don't have all the answers today, but she said Pfizer is working with Operation Warp Speed to make sure it can get doses out to rural communities. Anthony?
When we step back and take a look at this world, we see beauty. We see tall mountains that reach the highest altitudes. We see great bodies of water that cover most of Earth's unsearched surface. We see deep valleys that divide one mountain from another. We see man-made inventions that are results of hard work and creativity. Above all, we see people, the most beautiful of all creation. People. Yet with all this beauty in the world, we still see great sadness, vast hatred, constant war, abundant evil, unexplainable pain, poverty, division, terrorism, and oppression. What is there to be thankful for? We can be thankful for our health, family, friendships, freedom, home, education, clean water, food, and employment. But what about those that don't have these things? What can they be thankful for? And what if all these things we have today were taken away from us? What then would we be thankful for? Is our thankfulness based on what we have here on earth? Or is it based on something much greater than ourselves? Something eternal. Something that you don't lose when you die, but you gain. Something that cannot be taken from you because it goes on forever. Your life. That God crafted out of the love and goodness of His heart and wrapped it in a perfect and eternal purpose that can't be compared to the pain experienced in our earthly bodies nor matched to the beauty we see in this world. We can be thankful for the breath of life that makes us the living beings we are. That we don't just walk the surface of this planet aimlessly with nothing to look forward to. But we exist to forever experience over and over again the grace, love, and joy of our Creator, Jesus Christ. Let's be thankful for everything we have here on earth, but above all, be thankful for our salvation and for what is yet